This is the second meeting of this month, in fact, of this year. It's super action time now. Toastmasters across are gearing up for the International Speech Contest, DCP achievements, and for the various awards at area level, at division level, at district level. Our VP Education, Toastmaster Kunal, our VP Public Relations, Toastmaster Akshay, and all our ExCom members. We have sent communications asking members to take up speeches and roles for the upcoming ISC contest, club contest. A sincere request to everyone to come forward. Please come forward with full energy and enthusiasm and participation. You can give your names to Toastmaster Kunal, ASAP. Thank you so much. For the benefit of new members and our guests, this platform, the Elite Advanced Toastmasters meeting, is different from our regular Toastmasters meeting. How? Apart from the regular roles we play in a Toastmasters meeting, we have additional roles like the lead evaluator, content evaluator, and delivery evaluators, and also table topic evaluators for all table topic speeches, who will give us their keen feedback, which will allow us to take our communication and presentation levels to the next level. Interacting with our guests is something we always look forward to. We have a lot to do today, so I won't take too much time. We will have our guests come and just introduce themselves, their names, what they're doing, which club they are part of, and what is it that they look forward to getting from this platform. So can we ask Toastmaster Ankita to please share what brings her here?
Thank you so much. So actually, I was a former Toastmaster. I'm not a Toastmaster at present. And I was associated with the Bane Toastmasters Club when I was in Pune, but now I've relocated to Gurgaon. Professionally, I'm a marketing manager, and what brings me here is the novelty. I think the fact that it has a different way of conducting the session, especially the evaluation session. That's what I've heard about it, and I'm looking forward to witnessing that myself. Thank you.
Most welcome, Toastmaster Ankita. Very good to have you here. We have Toastmaster Harshit.
Hi everyone, so this is Toastmaster Harshit. I'm from Indore. I am a member of Transcendence Toastmasters Club. So what brought me, so actually I am a undergraduate student, third year undergrad student doing a BSc from Indian Institute of Science. And so like about 6 months ago, I was searching for some advanced club, I wanted to attend different meetings, and Toastmaster Kunal, like I asked Toastmaster Kunal, and he's been saying to me since that, I have to come to all elite meeting, or I have to come to all elite meeting, but this is the time I've got it. So like after 6 months, I've got the chance to join your meeting. So this is how I got it.
Awesome, Harshit. Most welcome. We have Toastmaster Momina. I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right. Momina?
Yeah, it's perfectly right, ma'am.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, this is Momina. I'm from Mavin Toastmaster Club. It is an online club only. We don't meet physically. It is just 1 year old. Basically, I've come here. I was just that day talking with Vinay, was from here only, I think so. And I was telling, I want to know something like Sai also spoke how you people conduct the meeting. So out of that inquisitiveness to know how exactly this process goes on, I thought I will join this meeting and see how exactly it goes on. Thank you.
Most welcome, Momina, and please participate. I would request all guests to participate. That would really, give that value add to this meeting. And I think we have Ranjini Rao, right? Ranjini?
Yeah, thank you, Nirmala. Yeah. And good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
I'm Ranjini, and I'm a part of Goregaon Speakers Community Toastmasters Club. And actually visiting All Elite has been in the long pending factor. And today somehow I managed, and I'm looking forward to the beautiful session. Thank you so much.
Wow. A huge round of applause to all our guests. Please participate. Please enjoy the meeting. Having said this, I think we should start the meeting. The host of today, he is a passionate engineer and a Toastmaster who is currently pursuing his master's. He's an avid reader who loves music. His favorite exercise is swimming, and he's currently serving as the VPE at our club. But before that, I would also want to extend a special welcome to our special guest of today, our area director, Shreya Jambukar. Shreya, thank you for gracing us with your presence. Coming back to our host of today, his favorite quote is, if you can dream it, you can achieve it. Wow, that is profound thinking. Ladies and gentlemen, please put your hand together to welcome our TMOD of today, Toastmaster Kunal Jani. Toastmaster Kunal, over to you.
So much, Madam President. And I want to ask you a question. First of all, a very happy
Yes.
birthday to you. And it's great to see that you joined us on your special day as well. Thank you. And is your spelling spelled double R in Nirmala? I'm noticing it right now. Is it true? So have we been in the wrong for since, like, I don't know, 1 year?
No. My name is with a single R, but I'm also a numerologist. I believe in
Okay.
numbers, the game of numbers.
Okay, that's good. Okay.
Thank you.
So I hope I was
just
writing
balanced
correctly.
it, yeah.
Okay. Great to hear. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the 21st meeting of All Elite Advanced Toastmasters Club. I also extend a warm welcome to our area director, Shreya Jambukar. And this is a meeting, let me tell you, it's a special meeting. We have lots of things packed today. So as much as I want to take the most of the time as a TMOD, I won't be able to, but I have to make sure that all those amazing things that are planned for today, all those amazing speakers, one or two new things are done on time. And so that I won't be taking much time, but I chose this theme today out of the feeling that I was feeling cold when I was trying to think of something for this theme. Winter. This is the most peculiar season in my view, and it is the best season for me, actually. Of course, we all love to snuggle under a blanket and just stay in there all day long, right? So that's what my favorite thing about this season is. But when we start thinking about winter, all right, first let me see how many share the same emotion as me. Show of hands for you winter is your favorite season. Yes, Sapna. Okay, at least, yeah, majority, yes. Yeah. Okay. I'll ask later who have some other preferences as well. Okay. In winter, there is so much irony. I'm going to put a fact now, and it is such a silly fact, and I'm sure most of you know it, but winter has the shortest days, and also it is and during winter we are closest to the sun. I mean, why? If we are closest to the sun, it should be the warmest season, right? But no, it is ironical. But at the same time, if we think now moving towards our new year, we start with the wedding season. It starts in December, then comes New Year, and then festivals. But in that New Year's time, we make up resolutions. I mean, why? Why? In wedding season, we get ready and we eat a lot of wedding food, and then we think, okay, we have eaten a lot of food stuff now. Now we should maybe exercise more and get that under control. I'm just talking about one resolution right now, that we want to reduce our weight for this new year. And again, we have festivals coming right after 15 days waiting for us. And we are waiting for the sweets that we prepare during Uttarayan or Makar Sankranti or Lohri or whatever. So why? I don't see the point. Why are we making resolutions at the wrong time of the year in this Gregorian calendar? That is what I find peculiar about this winter season. I want to hear from you. What do you find peculiar about this winter, and why is it your favorite season? So, Sapna, you are the most excited, I can see. Let's hear from you.
Yeah, see, I mean, spending this summers in like the most hottest place is what I would say 40, 42 degrees. After that, winter is like, it's a fresh season that comes in. You can snuggle in the blanket all day. And the best part about winter is that you can eat a lot of Punjabi food. So I relish on the food. And my mom has made a lot of stuff this year, like from pickles to panjiri and not. And I have relished all of it. And coming from a arts background, literature background, they say that winter is like synonym to death, and then is what begins. It's the new life that begins after that. Like when you start getting into the spring season. So I think we are all shedding off whatever the bad things, or I would say the old habits and all in the winter season, and that's how you move. So I'm eating a lot of food, and then I'm gonna go hit the gym and shed some weight out there. So yeah, that's about it. Over to you.
Thank you. So yeah, it's ironical, right? I mean, eating the sweets and then going to the gym. Why? That's just one of the resolutions. Let's hear from someone else. What resolution have they taken this year? I have stopped taking resolutions, by the way, because I know I'm not going to follow them. Just after 2 days, I'll stop following them. So let's hear from someone who actually follows their resolutions. Or is it the same for everyone? I don't see anyone raising their hands. Come on. I'm waiting. Okay, Sai.
Let me put myself in the spotlight with you.
Yes,
Yes,
please.
my thing about this year is I just want to be more disciplined about a few things. I just want to be able to run every day, every other day. And so somebody was talking about doing the same number of push-ups as your age every day. And I want to get to a point where I can do, I'm 42, so I want to be able to do 42 push-ups every day.
How many can you do now?
I can do 30 in one stretch. I used to break it up as 21, 21. Now I'm doing 30 and 30. Eventually get to 42 and not do the second 42.
I'm sure you definitely will. Have you run for the 22 days of this calendar yet?
I run every other day. So I have run whatever number of days that is, 11, 12 days so far. Yes.
Okay, that's a good start. Yeah, at least you are continuing.
Thank you.
Yes, Atul, let's hear from you.
Yeah, I will throw light on my positive side. I have carried forward my last year's resolution because it has been successful, and that resolution is not to overeat. In fact, I have reduced my meals from 3 to 2. The morning meal, which we call as breakfast, I have shifted it to the dinner. So now you may ask what I do in the morning. In the morning, I normally take fruits and some dry fruits. And then I have a square meal as lunch. And evening around 7, 8, I will have this smaller version of meal, which we, what I had been taking in breakfast, like idli, some chila and soft stuff, So that is what I've been doing, and my weight is in perfect shape. Thank you.
That's great to hear. That's great. Thank you so much, Atul. And that's very inspiring, actually, trying to control your diet in such a special way. All right. Now, as I said, we have so many things in the bag, and I can't take more of your time. But okay, let's start with the role players that are going to support me in this meeting. Starting with language evaluator, Toastmaster Nirmala Menon. Can we have the introduction of your role, please?
Yes. Thank you, Toastmaster of the Day. As a language evaluator, it is my responsibility to pay close attention to all speakers, listening carefully to their language usage. I will make note of any misuses of the English language, as well as record usages of outstanding words, quotes, or phrases. As the language evaluator, it is also my duty to introduce the word of the day. And for today's meeting, the word of the day is challenging. I've chosen a simple word, so we all should use it, which means testing one's abilities, demanding. It also means inviting competition or being provocative. Sentence examples would be, this is a challenging period for each of us, or he lifted his chin, challenging her. Each speaker is encouraged to use the word of the day in everything they say, whether it's speeches or whether it is any role plays. I have mentioned the word of the day. I'll be mentioning the word of the day and its sentence usage in the chat. Please check it for convenient usage in speeches and role plays. I will give the word of the day report and grammatical usage report when called for. Over to you, Toastmaster Kunal.
So much, Nirmala. Moving on, it is always challenging for us, any new Toastmaster, to control his or her ahs and ums during their speech. And to calculate our ahs and ums, we have a very own guest, Toastmaster Ankita. Oh, sorry, not a Toastmaster yet. Ankita joining as an ah counter for today. Over to you, Ankita.
Thank you, Mr. Toastmaster of the Day. Good evening, everyone. We often find ourselves using crutch words, fillers, or repetitive words like so, like during our speeches. These words are obviously unnecessary and distract from our speech, often giving the impression that we are not well prepared. My role today is to help you become aware of this habit. I will pay close attention to your speeches and count these crutch words and later report on how often you use them. This will only help us become more eloquent speakers. Over to you, Toastmaster of the Day.
Thank you so much. And the most important role player for any Toastmasters meeting, timer. And Prachi will be serving as the role of timer. Over to you, Prachi.
Thank you, Toastmaster Kunal. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests. My role as a timer would be to make a note of the timing. Value the importance of time, else time will not value you. I need to take care of the time. For speeches, the time would be 5 to 7 minutes. 5 minutes, I'll be showing a green card, 6 minutes yellow card, and 7 minutes red card. Similarly, for evaluation, timing will be 2 to 3 minutes. But today's special evaluators would be there. They'll be taking 4 to 5 minutes for evaluation. For table topics, it will be 1 to 2 minutes. And for evaluation of the table topics, it will be 30 seconds. Thank you. Over to you, Toastmaster Kunal.
Thank you so much, Prachi. And for the benefit of the guests, yes, we have one coach only for all the 3 criteria that we have in All Elite Club. That is content delivery, and lead. And I'm sure the general evaluator will shed more light on it later. But first, beginning with the first coach of the first speaker, distinguished Toastmaster Sapna Ori, can you please lay out the project guidelines for speaker number 1, Jai Singh?
Sure. Thank you so much for the thank you so much, Toastmaster of the day. Speaker for the day today is going to attempt his level 3 project 1 from visionary communication path. The objectives of the speech is that the member has to practice developing a communication plan. Timer may note that the timing for the speech is 5 to 7 minutes. I wish speaker best of luck. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you so much, Sapna. And it's time for our first speaker, who is an energetic Toastmaster. Believe me, he will take up any role you ask him to. He will always be just a phone call away. Jai Singh, welcome ISC. Welcome ISC, Jai Singh.
Please confirm I'm audible and visible. Let me remove my background as well.
Yes, you are perfectly audible and visible.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Good evening, all. Presiding officer, Toastmaster of the day, future Toastmasters. Welcome. Welcome in one of the best clubs in our community. Why I'm saying it? Because we are learning different aspects. And one of the aspects which I learned here, that was preparation can never guarantee success. But the lack of preparation can certainly increase chances of failure. Yes, that I learned. And when I developed my communication plan for Welcome ISC, yes, International Speech Contest, what I'm going to do there, how I will achieve it. For that, I'm here. Yes, I will share you my plan with all of you. Any plan, yes, should be smart, specific, measurable, achievable, relevant, and time bound. Am I right? A communication plan preparation should be smart. Yes, but at the same time should be challenging. And why this ISC contest is challenging for me? Because I'm going to participate in advanced club ISC contest. And that is itself a big challenge, at least for me. Yes, for this, what I decided, first I decided the duration. How much time I have? Because the dates are already announced. I have only 30 days approx in my hand. In that one, I have to do something. I have to find what I can do, how I can do. First step, let's see, one speech every week, at least one speech every week I will deliver. But delivering the speech will help? No. Someone said, perfection makes the man perfect. But what will happen if I become an expert in making mistakes? I keep repeating the mistakes and land up with the perfection in making mistakes. Useless? Yes. For that one, I have a mechanism. Mechanism is very simple. There are evaluations from our club. Am I right? Yes. A part of that, I added 2 more mentors for me who will keep me guiding. One mentor is DTM Mahesh. Yes, he's a very senior member and having more than 15 plus of year experience in public speaking. And he is also the part of this Toastmaster community from last 12 years. Second mentor, Toastmaster Akash. He is having only 1 year of experience. Now, maybe you are surprising why there is 12, 15 years of experience person and the other is 1 year. Why? Because my friends, you don't know who will be in the judge panel. There may be young people who laugh more on the humorous topics. Maybe there are senior people who focus more on the structure side, objectives, and the timings. Yes, we don't know. We don't know the audience. We have to understand each and every aspect. It could be young, it could be senior members, but we have to map it. Yes, that is our responsibility. It's speaker responsibility, because if you are spending your 5 to 7 minutes, then there must be a message. It could be the enjoyment, or it could be a call of action to do something great in the life. Yes, am I right? The next thing, lesson learned. Yes, not only the feedback which I will get in these speeches, I am having a big book. Yes, I am having a diary full of 3 parts with my all feedbacks written in it. Yes, for each and every speech which I deliver in last 3 years. And I am going to use it. I have prepared one Excel sheet and then marked how many times I got the feedback on body language. How many times I got the feedback, how I could improve my communication, how to create the characters in the story that I got. How many times I got the feedback on the command on the language. Yes, all these feedbacks I compiled, I sorted out, and now I'm adding these new feedbacks in that, so that it could be a well final analytical speech. Am I right? Yes. Now I'm having the feedbacks in each and every speech. I will just implement the feedback which I'm getting from last 3 years, or with each and every speech. That is the implementation part. And if I'm getting the same feedback once again, then I will evaluate with my 3 evaluators, one from the club, one second from DTM Mahesh, and Toastmaster Akash. And then I will check, is it definitely make a sense, or it's a perspective only from a specific one person. If at 2 members are okay, then definitely this is my mistake and I have to work it, and I will do work on it without any fail. Now, what will be the result? How we will check it? Result is very much simple. I targeted myself to get the first position at club level. If I am able to achieve it, yes, my plan is 100% perfect. If in any case, if I'm not able to achieve it, this path is itself a great achievement for me. I will say definitely, Jad, this is your stellar performance because you put your maximum effort, your best efforts to achieve it. So let me repeat, I have a duration of only 30 days. Every week I will deliver speeches and add the feedbacks by 3 different mentors. Yes, I will add all the feedbacks in one of my Excel sheet and then mark where I'm getting more feedbacks. And then at the last, I will check I achieved it or not. That will be the certificate, and definitely with all the best feedbacks, best support, I could manage it. Thank you, and back to you, Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Wonderful, wonderful. And the enthusiasm and the preparation that you have put in place, and it makes sure that it is in line with the quote, well begun is half done. So you are already started wonderfully preparing for your ISC, and I wish you all the best. In view of the time, we'll have just 30 seconds on the clock for feedback. It's now time to call upon the coach for speaker number 2, Sai Ramachandran. Over to you, Sai.
In this project, speaker number 2, Toastmaster Akshay Singh, has been asked to explain to us how he uses networking in a specific way, how it's helped him or hindered him in his Toastmasters journey. The speech duration for the benefit of our timer is 5 to 7 minutes. Back to you, Toastmaster of the day, to welcome our speaker next.
Thank you so much. It's time to welcome our speaker number 2, Akshay Singh, a district officer, enthusiastic Toastmaster, and here to give his speech. Akshay Singh, connections worth 100 smiles. Connections worth 100 smiles. Akshay Singh.
When you heard today Toastmaster Sai mention networking, what is the first thing which comes to your mind? Like, for example, if I have to network with someone, what will the first thing I do? Might go over some social media, right? How many of us are using social media? If I can get a raise of hands. Thank you. Now, with the invention of various technological platforms, we have so many different social media platforms. For example, Instagram, because you can network among the individuals with similar content. It was started with the idea of photography, but it has become such a big platform for various different shares. Facebook had came so that you can network with your school friends, college friends, and get in touch with them. LinkedIn is a professional networking platform wherein you are asked to network with people from your domain, your industrial community, such that they can help you and give you much more opportunities. Well, communication has been there since ages, long before these platforms were there for us. That time, people used to interact with each other. Let me tell you a story of a boy who was an introvert, but due to the certain circumstances, he had to change his personality and transform into an extrovert. The story begins way back in the year 2014. That time, for example, let's call this boy X. X was a shy person at his college, not interacting with anyone. An introvert by nature, not even there on any social media, nor used to use a phone. Now, X had a very simple task in his mind. He wanted to go to college, attend his lectures, go back home without bothering anyone. His professors saw some potential in him and asked him during his engineering days that why not you take some responsibility and deliver on it. The simple task X was given was he had to ensure that a particular program is conducted with as much fineness as possible. And this particular program helps the college as well as the agenda or the aim of this particular program. Now, X wasn't sure how to go about it. He knew that he enjoys volunteering, and this was a volunteering project. So X went ahead and spoke to the NGO wherein he was about to execute this project. Over there, the NGO team mentioned that this is all the tasks which you need to do. Listening to the task, X wasn't able to understand what would be his next steps. Now, this was a very grave instance when he had no idea what needs to be done. This was a simple task. School was about to begin, and all the kids at that NGO, about 100 of them, were eagerly waiting for the excited next year. Now, they had to conduct a drive for all these students. And this drive had to be a donation drive wherein these students get some bags, books, and school stationery such that they can go and study. So X had to start planning. And what he did was, since he was not there on social media, he spoke to 2 to 3 of his friends and asked that will they help him. Now his friends were very hesitant because they didn't want to donate money. They said, we can donate you time, but we cannot give you money. This led to a very, very nervous breakdown for X because he was asked by his favorite professor at college to take up an important project, which he was failing to deliver. This was the first time in his life that someone had trusted him with an opportunity, with a work that was expected out of him. Now, X had no idea what needs to be done. So he goes back to the NGO and says that how do you do such drives previous years? Now, X is someone who is very much interested in data. So he collected all the data he could get and understood what was done previous year. Now it was time for him to change his view of the world and go dive straight into the communication aspect. So X went to one of the institutes. Now this institute was owned by a very famous personality in that region. In the first meeting with that personality, he said that why you want to do this. And X had a very simple answer. My college professor has asked me, and that is why I'm doing it. And he was not even given more than 5 minutes of his time and was asked to go back. It was the first time he went out of his comfort zone and was not able to complete. He was very dejected, very sad. No one to help him out. So what he did was, he went out again back to the NGO and asked how you did what you all did. And they shared that you need to form a team of volunteers and ask them to help you out. Maybe run a social media campaign or a physical campaign at your college. Now, X was very famous at college because of his assignments. What he did was a simple trick. Since coming from the business background, he said that all the members of the college, I will help you with your assignments. Only one thing you need to do is you need to get me 3 people who can contribute just 50 rupees. This was a campaign he communicated, and within a week's of time, he had almost over enough funds to get that NGO activity done. Now, X was very much thankful for his people who had donated the money and time. Now, he wanted to ensure that this event is a success. So what he did, he went to the NGO, gave them the stationery, but he took along all the people who had donated their time as well as money. And over there, they were distributing these stationery to the students. Each of the kids, while receiving it, had a very sparkling joy in their eyes. This not only changed the perspective or the view of X, but also triggered a very innate desire to keep on continuing this task. Just one simple act by his college professor had made him transform his perceptions from an introvert to an extrovert, who not only started communicating with multiple people, but also started to learn how you can get people to contribute to volunteer, and how these volunteering initiatives can get you to get those smiles on these kids. Because these kids who were not of fortunate backgrounds, when they were receiving these stationery, they all said just one thing: thank you, X. And since then, X has been on a journey to help as many students as possible. So dear friends, the only thing which helped X was connections. He tried to connect with his friends within his community, because networking sometimes is not going over platforms and connecting with old unknown contacts, but it is sometimes utilizing the people who are there around you and ensuring that these connections help you bring smile, which was joy to those 100 kids. And since then, it has been a very exciting journey. Dear friends, X is none other than but me. And since that instant has sparked the innate desire to help kids and ensure that we can get connections of volunteers to bring smile and joy to these kids. Over to you, Toastmaster Kunal.
Thank you so much, Akshay, for that heart-touching speech indeed. I would request the time 30 seconds on the clock for silence and feedback. Thank you so much, Timer. Sita, I request you to check your WhatsApp quickly, please. I would like to now request the coach for speaker number 3, Atul Srivastava, Distinguished Toastmaster, to lay out the objectives of the speaker.
Good evening, everyone. Toastmaster Sita Raman is working on level 4 project. managing projects successfully. He has already delivered part A of this project, which is about working on a project in which he has introduced what project he is going to work on. And now he is going to deliver part B of that project as to what he has done. The main objectives of this project are: the purpose of this project is for the member to practice developing a plan, building a team, and fulfilling the plan with the help of his or her team. This is an overall objective of this project, managing project successfully. And part B, purpose is for the member to share some aspect of his or her experience managing this project. Time, 5 to 7 minutes. Over to you, Toastmaster Kunal.
Thank you so much, Atul. It's time to welcome from Bangalore, a passionate Toastmaster, passionate technologist, and digital, also passionate about digital drive transformation. We have Sita Raman. My bucket list on managing projects. My bucket list on managing projects, Sita Raman.
Thank you. Am I audible and visible?
Yes, you are.
Thank you. Dear Sita, I have received your project plan on the Kartavya initiative. I have seen that the objective is very clear. You wanted to increase the awareness among all staff and their families towards our Mother Earth or our environment. I have also gone through the list of commitments that you have put forth for all staff and their family members. Excellent commitments. Some of them are really interesting. Asking the staff to write a poem about environment, brilliant. Asking them to look at how e-waste can be managed, excellent. I, however, have one question for you. Why did you choose this overall initiative name in Hindi? And I'm sure there are lots for you to manage. You have an augmented team with you. You have to execute it in a short span of time. I wish you all the best, and I'm sure you will be in a position to deliver. Best regards, Arun, Global Head of Initiatives. As I saw this email, two thoughts came to my mind. The first one was William Shakespeare's "What's in a name? Damn." And the second thought was some of the points the Global Head of Initiatives had alluded to was more to do with what I have been preparing for a period of time, which I'm calling it as my bucket list of project management principles. It is time for lights, camera, and action Kartavya project. Good evening, Toastmasters of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Today, I would be introducing to you 3 primary aspects of what I would call a bucket list of project management principles. There are many in that list, but today it's going to be the top 3. What I would refer to as CLEAN, or the clean list. C stands for communication, LE stands for leading teams, and AN is all about anticipation, the clean list. Let me explain how I had implemented some of these clean principles in my project, Kartavya. Overall, I have around 25 odd years of experience. I've delivered multiple projects, learned a lot from them. With all of these learnings, I had compiled my version of PMBOK, or Project Management Body of Knowledge, which is what I'm calling it as the bucket list of project management principles. Let's look at how I had applied the very first hash, communication, which is first thing in my bucket list. We all know how important communication is. Most of the time, the biggest challenge in communication is assuming or living with an illusion that it is almost done, which is never the case. We are talking about reading, writing, speaking, listening. There are multiple modes of communication, and it's important that as project manager, we need to get it right. Most of the times, if we don't do that, it's going to be Alice down the rabbit hole sort of a scenario. And I have seen many project managers come and complain, what's really happening? And the famous oxymoron, I have been clearly misunderstood. If you communicate it wrong, obviously you'll be clearly misunderstood. What I had done is did not discuss about this term Kartavya with my global head of initiatives. I went about giving it thinking that this will be approved. And now it's being questioned. So I really had to go ahead, open up a lot of chat groups, discuss with my team, discuss with the participants, give them a list of what possible names that we can give for such an initiative, Kartavya being one of them, and took a note, and most of them supported it. And eventually I had gone to the head and told them that this is what the audience wanted. And finally, we had agreed to settle for Kartavya, a commitment to Mother Earth, largely because we had planned for international judges to evaluate the submissions. I always follow this 30-70 communication rule. When we speak, it's just 30% which has been delivered. The remaining 70% is how people interpret it, what sort of an action people take on it. And these are the principles that I had continuously applied on this project, Kartavya. And due to which, for any initiative in my firm, this is one of the initiatives which has had the largest participation, largely because of the multiple channels of communication that I had effectively set up. And this is it's important as for all PMs to know that a good communication is a bridge between confusion and clarity. Let's now look at the second in my bucket list, which is the LE of clean, leading teams. If Nick Fury could really pick up and do a lot of homework before he could find out who will be part of the Avengers, every project manager should really need to know what sort of the objective that the project is aiming for, what sort of people are available, what are their skills, what sort of a training need to be done to identify those gaps. All of this is very much required to be done. In the Kartavya project, what I had realized is most of these team members are all augmented folks from different departments, because the overall initiative was outside of the BAU. We were driving it largely under the Life and Families Network. I had to really pick and choose what sort of skills each of them bring, delegate platform development to somebody, handle communication to someone else. And at times, some of them might be doing it for the first time. And this is exactly when we need to really handhold them. That's how important it is to lead and guide teams. The third in my bucket list, which I would really look at, will be the AN part of the clean, which is anticipation. It's important to anticipate during planning as well as execution. This entire Kartavya event had a lot of submissions, and we had international judges from Japan, US, Hong Kong, all over the place. I went about announcing that all the submissions will be evaluated by all these international judges. Little did I realize, little did I anticipate that some of these submissions could be in non-English as well, because we're looking at staff and families. Some of the family members wrote an amazing poem in Hindi. And that's where I realized that it's not about shooting the gun and trying to go ahead and over-communicate. It's important to ensure and anticipate better. Overall, the entire project, Kartavya, got executed successfully. It has set a benchmark in terms of the participation from across the firm and across the group. There are many items in the bucket list. What I really wanted to highlight to you is the top 3 ones, which is what I refer to as clean. If a PM gets clean, 99% of the time, it is going to be lights, camera, and successful action. The remaining 1%, most of the times, is not in our control, and it's absolutely okay. We can leave it to Dr. Strange and he will take care of it. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Sita, for the wonderful speech. And we are sure everyone was great to hear about your initiative, Kartavya. Let's have a 30 seconds of silence for feedback.